Hello, my name is Stowe Bishop, and I hope that you've enjoyed our series, Economics for Beginners. As Henry Hazlitt said, economics is haunted by more fallacies than any other study known to man. This is no accident. The inherent difficulties of the subject would be great enough in any case, but they are multiplied 1,000-fold by a factor that is insignificant in, say, physics, mathematics, or medicine: the special pleading of selfish interests. Unfortunately, this also includes government schools. So much of the educational curriculum students receive in America today is built with a bias towards government intervention. This is on display with American history classes, teaching about how FDR or World War II solved the Great Depression, tales about how Upton Sinclair's book The Jungle saved Americans by regulating the meat industry, or by using figures like Alexander Hamilton to push the necessity of America creating a central bank to improve its financial standing in the world. This bias towards government economic intervention is baked in long before students receive their first economics class. These students are often then taught to focus on figuring out questions involving changing supply and demand curves, completely disconnecting the science to what it is really about: better understanding human action so that we can promote human thriving. And of course, this only gets worse at most American universities. That's why in our series, we begin with a focus on thinking about economics beyond the scope of money and markets. Opportunity costs are a basic part of human life, and we are constantly engaged in some form of risk-taking entrepreneurial behavior. The importance of markets and exchange arises from the fact that human beings are social creatures, and we all have different strengths and weaknesses. It is money that allows us to specialize in a skill, like playing a guitar, and to turn that skill into supplying all the various goods and services we don't do on our own. Once you have a basic understanding of these core economic insights, it becomes easier to analyze various economic systems. While capitalism allows for markets to peacefully emerge, attempts to regulate leads to growing problems like cronyism, shortages, and unsustainable booms and busts. And this is true no matter the motivation of the government officials. Meanwhile, outright socialist control of production leads to the breakdown of society itself. There is no more important task for our civilization than to teach new generations to think seriously about the challenges of the world we live in. Ultimately, what economics teaches us is who is ripping us off. And in today's world, there are many powerful people and institutions that don't want us to understand what governments, large corporations, and various globalist organizations are really doing to us. They continue to give themselves more power to enrich themselves at the expense of the rest of us. In order for us to stand up to them, we must first understand what they are doing. And this is the purpose of the Mises Institute. If you've enjoyed this series, consider reading Henry Hazlitt's Economics in One Lesson, available from the Mises Institute. For an excellent introductory textbook into basic economics, the Mises Institute publishes Bob Murphy's Lessons for the Young Economist. And for an ever-growing library of articles, podcasts, videos, and more, visit Mises.org. In the words of Ludwig von Mises himself, "Everyone carries a part of society on his shoulders. No one is relieved of his share of responsibility by others, and no one can find a safe way out for himself if society is sweeping towards destruction. Therefore, everyone, in his own interests, must thrust himself vigorously into the intellectual battle."